Essays on overpriced tourist spots. You are going to listen to 4 essays on overpriced tourist spots. The essays are written in intermediate English. Grab a dictionary and take notes of all different words you come across. By the end of this video, you will have learned a lot. Essay 1.
As an experienced traveler who has visited thousands of tourist cities around the world, I have seen many places that sell overpriced things. In my opinion, this practice is detrimental to local tourism. It can drive away potential visitors who are not willing to shell out a large sum of money. Firstly, it is important to point out that many people travel on a budget. They save up for months or even years to afford a trip. When they arrive at a tourist spot and find that everything is overpriced, it can be very disappointing. For example, I once visited a famous city in Europe and found that even a simple bottle of water cost 3 times as much as it did in a local shop. This kind of overpricing can make tourists feel like they are being taken advantage of. Moreover, overpriced tourist spots can harm the reputation of a place. Word of mouth travels fast, and if visitors feel that they are being ripped off, they will tell others. This can lead to a decline in visitors, which is bad for the local economy. In my experience, places that offer fair prices and good value for money tend to attract more tourists and receive better reviews. Additionally, it is worth mentioning that overpricing can discourage tourists from exploring local culture and businesses. When prices are too high, visitors might stick to their hotel or only visit well-known, commercial areas. This means they miss out on local markets, small restaurants, and unique shops. For instance, when I visited a popular island in Asia, I found that the main tourist attractions were very expensive. However, the local markets offered amazing food and souvenirs at reasonable prices. By exploring these markets, I was able to experience the local culture more authentically. On the other hand, I understand that tourist spots need to make a profit. Running a business in a popular tourist area can be expensive, and higher prices can help cover these costs. However, there is a balance to be struck. It is possible to charge a fair price and still make a profit. In fact, fair pricing can lead to more repeat visitors and positive word of mouth, which is beneficial in the long run. To sum up, overpriced tourist spots can be detrimental to local tourism. They can drive away budget-conscious travelers, harm the reputation of a place, and discourage visitors from exploring local culture. As an experienced traveler, I believe that fair pricing is essential for a positive tourism experience. By offering good value for money, tourist spots can attract more visitors and create a better atmosphere for everyone.
Essay 2.
As a travel agent who is passionate about seeing tourism flourish, I am concerned about the trend of overpriced tourist spots. In my opinion, this practice is detrimental to local tourism because many people are not willing to shell out a large sum of money for their travels. This issue needs to be addressed to ensure that tourism continues to grow and thrive. Firstly, overpriced tourist spots can drive away potential visitors. When people plan their holidays, they often have a budget in mind. They save for months or even years to afford a trip. However, when they arrive at a destination and find that everything is overpriced, it can be very disheartening. For example, I had clients who visited a popular European city and found that even basic necessities like water and snacks were sold at exorbitant prices. This made them feel like they were being taken advantage of and spoiled their overall experience. Moreover, overpricing can harm the reputation of a tourist destination. Word of mouth is powerful, and if visitors feel they have been ripped off, they will share their negative experiences with others. This can lead to a decline in visitors, which is bad for the local economy. On the other hand, places that offer fair prices and good value for money tend to attract more tourists and receive positive reviews. As a travel agent, I always recommend destinations where my clients can get their money's worth and have a memorable experience. Furthermore, overpriced tourist spots can prevent tourists from exploring local culture and supporting small businesses. When prices are too high, visitors might limit their activities to avoid spending too much. This means they miss out on local markets, small restaurants, and unique shops. For instance, a client of mine visited a famous island but avoided the local market because the prices were too high. As a result, they missed an opportunity to experience the island's authentic culture and support local vendors. It is important to find a balance between making a profit and providing value to tourists. I understand that running a business in a popular tourist area can be expensive, and higher prices can help cover these costs. However, overpricing can backfire. By charging fair prices, businesses can attract more customers, encourage As a conclusion, overpriced tourist spots can have a negative impact on local tourism. They can deter budget-conscious travelers, damage the reputation of a destination, and discourage visitors from engaging with local culture. As a travel agent, I want to see tourism flourish. I believe that offering fair prices and good value for money is essential for attracting and retaining visitors. By doing so, we can ensure that tourism continues to grow and thrive, benefiting both tourists and local communities.
Essay 3.
As a young guy with a passion for traveling the world, I find it incredibly frustrating when tourist spots are overpriced. In my opinion, places that sell overpriced things are detrimental to local tourism because many people, like me, aren't willing to shell out a large sum of money. This issue affects our ability to fully enjoy our travels and explore new destinations. Firstly, overpriced tourist spots make it difficult for budget travelers to enjoy their trips. Many of us save up for months just to afford a plane ticket and accommodation. When we finally reach our destination, it's disheartening to find that everything is so expensive. For instance, I once visited a famous city in Europe, and I was shocked at how much it cost just to have a simple meal or visit a museum. This made me feel like I couldn't experience the place fully, as I had to constantly watch my spending. Moreover, high prices can discourage people from visiting certain destinations altogether. When I plan my travels, I always look at the cost of living and the prices of tourist attractions. If I see that a place is overpriced, I'm likely to choose a different destination where I can get more bang for my buck. This means that overpriced tourist spots might lose out on visitors who are looking for affordable and enjoyable travel experiences. Additionally, overpricing can harm the local economy in the long run. When tourists feel ripped off, they are less likely to return or recommend the place to others. On the other hand, if prices are fair and reasonable, visitors are more likely to have a positive experience and spread the word. For example, a friend of mine visited a small town with affordable prices and had an amazing time. He recommended it to me, and now it's on my travel list. Furthermore, overpriced tourist spots can prevent tourists from engaging with local culture. When prices are too high, we tend to stick to free or cheap activities, missing out on unique experiences that cost money. For example, I wanted to try a traditional cooking class in Thailand, but the price was way out of my budget. As a result, I missed an opportunity to learn something new and connect with the local culture. It's important to find a balance between making a profit and providing value to tourists. I understand that businesses need to make money, but overpricing can backfire. By offering fair prices, tourist spots can attract more visitors, encourage repeat visits, and receive positive reviews. This approach benefits both tourists and local businesses in the long run. In conclusion, overpriced tourist spots are detrimental to local tourism. They make it difficult for budget travelers to enjoy their trips, discourage people from visiting, harm the local economy, and prevent tourists from engaging with local culture. As someone who loves to travel but can't afford high prices, I believe that fair pricing is essential for a positive travel experience. By keeping prices reasonable, we can ensure that tourism continues to thrive and that more people can enjoy the wonders of the world.
Essay 4.
As someone who has always dreamed of visiting the places I see in movies and series, I find it incredibly disappointing that many tourist spots are so overpriced. In my opinion, places that sell overpriced things are detrimental to local tourism because many people, like me, aren't willing to shell out a large sum of money. This not only affects individuals who wish to travel, but also impacts the local economies that rely on tourism. Firstly, it's frustrating to see how high prices can deter people from fulfilling their travel dreams. For example, I have always wanted to visit Paris and see the Eiffel Tower, just like in the movies. However, when I look at the cost of flights, accommodation, and basic meals, it becomes clear that this dream is out of my reach. Many potential tourists are in the same boat, feeling discouraged from visiting iconic destinations because of the high costs involved. Furthermore, overpriced tourist spots can make a trip feel less enjoyable. When you finally save up enough money to visit a place you've always dreamed of, it's disheartening to realize that everything costs an arm and a leg. For instance, I once managed to save up for a trip to New York City. I was excited to see all the famous landmarks, but I was shocked at how expensive everything was, from food to entry fees for attractions. It felt like I had to constantly watch my spending, which took away from the joy of the experience. Moreover, high prices can have a negative impact on local tourism. When tourists feel that they are being overcharged, they are less likely to recommend the destination to others. Word of mouth is a powerful tool in tourism, and if visitors feel ripped off, they will spread the word. For example, a friend of mine visited a famous European city and felt that everything was overpriced. She had a disappointing experience and advised me to avoid it, which is a shame for the local businesses that rely on positive reviews. In addition, the focus on making money can overshadow the cultural experience that tourists seek. Many of us travel to immerse ourselves in new cultures, try local foods, and learn about the history of a place. However, when prices are sky high, we might miss out on these opportunities. For example, I wanted to take a cooking class in Italy to learn how to make authentic pasta, but the cost was far beyond my budget. This meant I missed out on a unique cultural experience. It's essential for tourist spots to strike a balance between making a profit and offering value to visitors. I understand that businesses need to earn money, but overpricing can drive tourists away. By offering fair prices, Tourist spots can attract more visitors, who will then spend money on various aspects of their trip, benefiting the local economy as a whole. In conclusion, overpriced tourist spots are detrimental to local tourism. They discourage people from visiting, make trips less enjoyable, harm the reputation of the destination, and prevent tourists from fully experiencing the local culture. As someone who dreams of traveling but finds it hard to afford, I believe that fair pricing is crucial. By keeping prices reasonable, more people can realize their travel dreams, and local tourism can flourish.
Thank you for listening to English Audio Lounge. We hope you have enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more audio stories and video classes to improve your English.